Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined as always by Fly Guy from FlyGuy.net.
Good evening, interwebs. Another interesting week of toys and exclusives and rare stuff found, and yeah, gonna be interesting.
Yes, I'm coming to you from my remote work location because my computer decided to poop the bed again. So anyway, we will bring you the news as always. Big news this week, starting off with Hasbro like we usually do. Just this morning in the wee early hours, about 4:30 in the morning, I think, Kylo Ren, the Kmart exclusive 6-inch figure, went up for pre-order on the Kmart website.
Did you see this yourself at 4:30 a.m.?
I did.
You did? Oh my god! Okay.
Happened to get the alert, that someone had posted to one of our Facebook or Twitter or something like that, tweeted it out, and I happened to be up. And it was weird because a lot of people had problems trying to order this figure because it wasn't working through the mobile app or even just a mobile device. You couldn't order it unless you went through like the desktop view of the website. I was able to order mine sometime at like around 5 o'clock this morning, but it was limiting people that it couldn't ship out to certain states for some reason. Like there were people in Oregon or Kentucky or just all over the United States. Seemed random. Michigan, people couldn't have it shipped to their state,
Which I think was their system's error of basically saying, we can't ship this. We just don't have enough quantity. I think that was the kind of stupid error message that they had in their system. The Windows is known for having, error unknown, that kind of nonsense. Because I contacted customer services. I thought the problem was a lot of people couldn't seem to buy it at first. And then when they could buy it, then it cut off. So it was like an hour or so before I was trying to post about it that people were getting it. So yeah. I don't know, maybe from 5 a.m. then all the way up, people were buying, or
it was really weird. A really weird experience, and the website just didn't work very well, to be honest. So people were calling up trying to go through customer service to get it, and someone was told that it was limited to 350 available for pre-order today. So I don't know if that means it's gonna, as
staged every day or something,
or because I also heard that people were able to order up to 5.
Yep, that's what it was in my cart, ready to check out, just go to the final stage and could not ship. And that was the same for California, for New York, for several other places that people were contacting me and saying the same thing. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So
that's weird.
Very strange. I mean, for a fact, there's no way they only made 350 of these.
Right.
They're going to have much, much larger production ones, as you know. So this is why exclusives suck. They really do. I know a lot of people say, oh, they keep the industry going and blah, blah, blah. They suck. That's my view on it. But and I think a lot of people's view today, but you just have to wait and see. So
so it did say that it plans to be shipping on November 11th. So I would think between now and then we'll see a few more, pre-orders. Pre-order windows become available, but very frustrating for some.
It is, and the frustration keeps going.
Yes. Wave 2 of the Black Series 6-inch figures went up on Amazon. I think that was on Thursday or Friday. And
that's right.
They
was another
pretty quickly again there for regular retail price, $19.95 or $99 each. That's been replaced by the third party marketers and sellers have
flogged
in to resell these now at $120 a piece.
It's just, and someone will buy it. Someone will buy it, but just that's disgusting. That is pretty disgusting. By all means, sure, flip it for 10, 20 bucks, but just, this is crazy. This is crazy. But, well.
Oh, yeah, a lot of these figures, too, have been showing up at some pretty decent locations, too. Like Walgreens has begun to receive this wave, which is pretty good because they weren't expected to get them until October. I think Stephen Ann had posted on Twitter just this weekend. So it's good to see those getting out there. This wave is also, like we've talked about before, has shown up at Meijer, again, at regular retail prices. So for God's sake, don't overpay.
No.
Pre-order, through sponsors and, good places like Dorkside Toys and whatnot. So
I think it's one of those things. This is going to be spotty as hell for weeks because they're going to be scalped like nothing on earth. Well, people are desperate for them. They're in short supply. It's just going to cause a panic and a frustration. And I think you may as well bed down because it's going to be like this for a while. You're not. I mean, a lot of people still didn't even get stuff on Force Friday.
Yep.
So the big hype day, all that demand, not enough product. Really a bit of that much of a surprise, but hopefully Hasbro are listening. They know, and much more is on the way. It would make sense that they do that given the case pack breakdowns. Finn's coming back again. I'm sure Phasma will be repacked. It'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
But it's right. We're going to have to be very patient to get the figures we want, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Keep checking stores. Let's see what else. There were a couple other 6-inch figures that had popped up online. The 6-inch General Hux and the TIE Pilot. We hadn't seen those boxed or even loose shots of those yet, but those had popped up online this week from some strange overseas seller.
That's right, in Poland of all places, wasn't it? So Ekrani, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I contacted Hasbro PR and they did say there were some images coming out of some of this stuff and they would get them to us all. But why it turns up in Poland and it can't turn up in the sites that do regular shows and promote the product, I still do not know. But there we go.
But through these images, it does confirm that the TIE Pilot is not the same one as the one that's packed with the $170 6-inch Elite Special Forces TIE Fighter. So they did say that a TIE Pilot was coming, but this obviously confirms that it's not the same one. It doesn't have the red stripes. And
there's no way they would have done the same one. That would have just been suicide for the TIE Fighter. So
if you need that exclusive one, you gotta buy the ship, apparently.
You need that hook, but General Hux is. I mean, I feel this was a little bit meh to be so early in the release schedule, but I guess maybe we don't know what role he really plays and how big it's going to be. But I guess he's the leader of them all. I guess.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of what's his name from Indiana Jones with his black coat.
Tot, wasn't it Tot?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, well, there's plenty of figures coming. So they're leaking out slowly but surely. So we'll get to see them soon enough.
Target,
if you can get to buy them.
Target this week, I saw a few reports on Twitter. Some images had popped up online that certain Target stores were posting signs limiting purchases of one DPCI per customer, meaning you couldn't buy, let's say, 2 action figures of the same type, like a Build-A-Weapon figure. You couldn't buy 2 of the same or 2 different ones even with that, because they share the same DPCI code that Target issues across the particular assortments. You could buy a 6-inch figure, an Armor Up figure, and a Build-A-Weapon figure, but not any, more than one of each of those figures.
This is just silly. It's just, I can imagine this was only a few stores, but
yeah,
because that just, I don't know a store that's not empty.
I know.
Literally, apart from kind of remote control stuff and frankly the kind of stuff that a lot of us are kind of like,
right.
Yeah, they're all empty. So pretty much.
They're having, it's kind of weird because, Target, for one, has those 2, their regular aisle, and then they have their
special features aisle almost
over in the seasonal section that looks pretty sad, to be honest. It's mostly bikes and costumes and big empty boxes, shipper carton things that have, a hero masher and a lightsaber in it. There's nothing else as far as products. So
Yeah, it's
you would think they would have to consolidate and break that and move that all back to the, toy aisle and not have this bare section just kind of sadly sitting there in the corner of their store.
I kind of have my doubts as to whether we're really going to get this retail paradise that people seem to think is going to happen. Big movie or no, I mean, there still wasn't enough product on the shelves, and they're back to exactly as they were for the last couple of years, which was picked clean, sad peg warmers, still Obi-Wan's on there. I just don't know whether they're really going to have this bountiful paradise. So, look, again, as I've said, and we probably sound like broken records, if you really want these things, pre-order them. Whatever you want to do, just pre-order them, because, yeah, you're going to be disappointed by a lot of stuff. It's really, really hard, I think, to get things. But unless you want to drive halfway across the country and waste a ton of gas, at which point you probably could have saved yourself money. But there you go.
Going from store to store to store.
Exactly. I get the hunt, but wow, what a long hunt this is going to be for some of this stuff.
Let's see. A couple of things, other things that were revealed this week were the blue X-Wing. Rebel Scum had posted a story about that we hadn't seen before. We all know of the Black Squadron version of Poe's X-Wing, but this is essentially a repaint of that and I think it's the figure probably from the Armor Up.
Looks like it. Does look like it. I don't think there's an image there. I think that's we're not getting much bigger than that. So
I don't think the helmet comes off that Poe figure. It looks pretty
so stuck on. Yeah, I think it is.
But still, it's people aren't really that thrilled with the vehicle either, with the warping of the cannons on the wings. There's been some issue with that right out of the box.
I mean, this was spotted from a reader in Rebel Scum in Mexico, which makes me wonder, is this a Mexican-only release? Or
I can imagine it would be. You would,
I don't imagine either, but I mean, they gave us a Force Friday checklist. They've given us at least some amount of information. And Hasbro, if you're ever watching, with the greatest amount of credit to you, doing a terrible job of telling us what stuff we can buy so far. Hellish job, actually. I'm finding it really difficult. We don't even know about this. I mean, yeah, it's just really hard. It's really, really tough to try and find this stuff. So,
yeah, there was another exclusive or another vehicle as well that was not announced. It was rumored. I think it had popped up online at both Jedi Insider and Jedi Temple Archives. But there's a Jakku weathered version of the 3 3/4 inch TIE Fighter that's got some dirt on the wings and.
Yep.
This is the Toys R Us exclusive as far as Canada.
Yeah.
I assume it'll be the same here in the US.
Who knows? It's yet again, I mean, it's like, how are we going to know about this stuff? You think a lot of retailers or companies would want to tell you about the product so that you may actually perchance purchase it. But no, let's leave it to rumor and speculation and the chance that we might find this. So
yeah, I've noticed too on the packaging shot there that you're showing, there's they've added a little graphic to the lower left of the box. It says Epic Battles. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I did see that, but
there's
no idea what
other
that is.
Marketing in stores. I think, there's those aisle bins that hold like the Micro Machine blind bag things. I think that logo is on those as well. So I'm not sure what the significance of it is, but it's kind of weird.
I mean, again, from that packaging, there is no indication, as far as I know. I mean, obviously, I believe it's a different image on the front of the TIE Fighter box. So that tells you that. But there's no indication that this is sandy flavored, sandy colored,
right?
Desert battle, whatever.
The only one of the only differences in the lower right corner of the box, it's got the brown
color. Yeah.
And that's all the Jakku or desert items, link up with that color. The original one, or the first one anyway, has a blue little area for space.
I guess.
So
it's a little cryptic, isn't it?
Coordinate. Let's see what else. The Ahsoka wave of 2-packs are finally hitting. They were supposed to have come out on Force Friday, but that assortment has started to show up at Target, Kmart, a
Toys
few
R
other
Us.
stores. Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect you're going to still struggle to find this in a lot of places, but yeah, it's definitely beginning to hit. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's got my personal view. I don't know about you, but I think this is people are going to be struggling for months to try and get hold of this thing. It's going to be like a chopper or something. Or
Right. And Chopper is available in this assortment as well, packed with Zeb. There's a Han and Leia 2-pack, Cody and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin and Yoda.
was there a Palpatine in there? Or am I just thinking of that
so.
one?
Not that I remember.
Repacked.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's been repacked so often, I'm not quite sure.
Those are hitting stores. So if you're looking for them specifically at Target, there is a code that you can look up, and that there's the BB-8 with the Jakku scavenger and
That's right, yeah, the
some other faceless, nameless dude. The DPCI code for the Target to get them at Target, if you're looking for that, is 087063950. That will get you the whole case assortment. And I mean, that number will applies to all of the figures in that case assortment, not just the Ahsoka Vader 2-pack or any of the other ones. So if you can, call your local Target store, ask them to look up that number, they could check to see what they have in stock, or they should be able to tell you the closest store that would have them in stock. Again, that doesn't guarantee they'll have the Ahsoka one, but at least you'll know that your store has that particular case. So just another way to track down some of the hard to find stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you're a completist, your life must suck right now. It must be just like variant hunter or whatever it may be. Just,
not even a completist. If you're just looking for,
looking for toys, period. Yeah,
Rebels item, it's hard. It's especially right off the bat. You wouldn't think it would be this hard, but it has been.
Yeah.
This was something that popped up on Rebel Scum that I kind of speculated back in February that Hasbro was going to introduce a 6-inch scale of 4 to 5 POA figures, much like they do for their Marvel line. They sell them like at dollar stores and whatnot, but it does look like they are doing that for the Force Awakens. And there's a fin that popped up online from a Hong Kong source. This popped up on Rebel Scum, but these are in fact what we're showing on screen here. 6-inch scale figures, same size as the Black Series, but they're 5 POA, like the 5 POA 3 3/4 inch figures.
So travel shampoo bottles, basically.
Right.
Nice.
Now we have pretty much every scale represent. We don't have, I guess, 1/7 scale. Well, I guess we do. I think Kotobukiya does 1/7 scale stuff, but yeah, it's crazy the number of scale of items that are available now.
This is going to throw a lot of people's toy guides, who would maybe have called things the 6-inch line. Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be very confusing. I find it odd that they released the same figures in the same scale.
I know.
It's kind of hard and confusing from a parent's point of view, not from geeks like us, and everybody that's watching to be able to, differentiate this stuff. But, mommy, get me the 6-inch figure. And you're like, mommy, what is this crap? Or whatever, or the vice versa, the other way around,
Or conversely, the kid asks mom, can you pick me up a Captain Phasma? Heaven forbid one actually be available. But, you get the 3 3/4 inch 5 POA, the Disney one, the Hasbro 6-inch, what I assume will be a 5 POA 6-inch. There's the Jakks Pacific 20-inch or 22-inch, however big she is. They're just so many different scales. And I mean, it's nice to have all the variety.
Sure. But,
it's like you give people so many options, they end up not picking anything, it seems like sometimes.
That's true. That's very true. But let's hope a lot of this stuff doesn't end up in Five Belows and discount stores, because if it does, it's just another death nail in them producing certain things. But it's good that they're doing it. There's maybe an audience out there for that scale. So yeah,
I mean, some of the larger format figures have been kind of popular, especially some of these newer characters. So they do move to some aspect, but
they do. Each to their own. Why not?
Collect what you like. Let's see. I think you had another Twitter link in here from someone who had shared. It's more of the same of the 2 packs.
Oh, okay, fair enough. My bad.
That's all right.
So the next one was
this was Asti. This is part of the next wave of the Build a Weapon figures. This includes the XWing pilot, Asti is his name. There's the Sarko Plank. Who else is in there? Ezra and Kanan in the Force Awakens packaging. But I noticed something on the side of the Asti helmet translated from Arabic. It says "Born to Ill," which is weird. I don't know if they wanted to say "Born to Kill," and they thought that might be a little too violent or something for kids, or has whoever's gonna, like nerds like us that go and decode this crap. But
and they'd be really upset that it says "Born to Kill." I find that hard to believe.
But it says "Born to Ill," and it kind of reminds me of the whole Beastie Boys thing.
Beastie Boys, exactly, yeah.
License to Ill. So that's why I posted on my tweet the other day. It's like, he's born to ill. He doesn't need a license.
He sure doesn't. But good for you. You always translate the Arabic. You're just like chief Arabic translator.
I'll be able to read it without having to look at the translation.
You kind of can, can't you? There's certain
certain letters work, but what else? Variant. There's a as if there wasn't enough problems with some of these lines. There's a variant for the Flame Trooper, which is really kind of weird that they would go this route already. If we're sharing it on screen, if people aren't watching it live and aren't watching the actual video broadcast, there's different deco for the armor up figure, the Flame Trooper, which includes like a black circle thing on his chest and a smaller like arc below there. The regular or the first release didn't have any of those black markings. So does that mean that one's quote unquote rare and this one is the intended release by Hasbro, or is this one the error variant? I don't know. But if you're completist, action figure completist,
just shoot yourself now. This
is officially another one to track down.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yay. another $12 down the toilet.
Interesting.
What else? You and I had both received some promotional stuff from Hasbro this week. Kind of a mysterious. I received like a shipping notification from Hunter PR, their PR group that represents them. I had no idea what it was going to be, and it came in this tube, this plastic tube. These two posters inside each have a little hashtag on them: choose dark side or choose light side. Pretty nice posters.
They are. They're very nice, very unique, I guess, for some of the promotional material for sites. So I seem to be the only one who chose the dark side. So I'm looking forward to some dark side goodies. Everyone went light side on me. I was like, okay. Bunch of goody two shoes. I don't know.
I chose the light. I
know you did. They're going to be interesting. So it looks like there's going to be some promotional angle for each that then I guess, I mean, I'm taken from what they told us, that we may get a chance to review some or get information about products that are more Rebel orientated or Empire related. So
so that'll be neat. It's always good to receive free stuff. So Hasbro does plan on depending on which side you chose, you'll get that type of product. So you'll get, if you chose the light side, you'll get good guys and stuff sent to you, and if you're obviously chose the dark, you'll get troopers and all sorts of stuff. Who knows what it'll be. So.
Interesting. I like the way they did it. Interesting kind of campaign. We'll see what they kick up. They've kind of kept it going after the whole calendar. Now this, it's good fun.
Calendar was a pretty decent success, I would think. You saw a lot of people tweeting those pages out from their accounts daily, and it was good to revisit that old product. So let's see. Finally, wrapping up some Hasbro Kenner stuff here. This was something posted just later this evening. There was a tweet or a post over on StarWars.com by Gus Lopez that he had acquired an original Sandcrawler pattern, which they used to build the toy, from some guy that was hanging on to it and some other product since its production. So this is
How does he find these things?
I don't know how
Unbelievable.
he found something like this, but this is
Wow.
it's essentially made out of wood, and it's what they use. You know, I think that the article reads that they constructed it at 2 times the size, and through a process they, you know, tool up a intended scale, you know, a one basically half the size.
It's just taking a little bit. The images are thankfully very good, high-res images, so they're just a little bit slow to load. But typically, I mean, Gus Lopez, for people that don't know him, is probably one of the collectors, along with Steve Sansbury, literally the 2 people who have the most Star Wars toys on the planet. Yeah. But there you go. There's the old scale of it's done in wood. Wow,
crazy.
That's a unique item, and how he's managed to track that down. But well, I guess that's why he's Gus.
Yep.
Gus are us.
So yeah, we'll have a link in the show notes to where you find that. Otherwise, you could probably just go right now to StarWars.com, and you'll see that article. He talks about how, you know, they went through, you know, how he found it and how the process in making the actual toy came about. So pretty cool stuff.
Definitely.
Moving on to Sideshow Hot Toys and Gentle Giant stuff for the week. Not a whole lot of announcements since they dumped a whole bunch of stuff on us last week, but they did. They were sending out shipping notifications that next week they're going to be processing those that pre-ordered the Jango Fett 6th scale figure. That should be arriving in their warehouses soon. So plan your wallet accordingly if you have to do that.
Really looking forward to this. Looks very nice indeed. Can't wait for that. Cannot wait. Cool.
What else? Some of the other brands for the week. Some Hot Wheels stuff had shown up in stores and online, I believe. You had posted via Twitter a 5-pack that is showing up in stores. That includes an exclusive car.
That's right, Kylo Ren. I'd never seen this before, so I thought, am I the first one to share this? But it's, we can see there, a Luke, an Obi-Wan, an Anakin, which is a flip side car. One side is red, one side is black, which is kind of unique. Emperor Palpatine, which we've never had in a vehicle before, but the Kylo Ren and the Palpatine are beautiful looking cars. Crappy photograph, does not do it justice, but a little bit more kind of diagram there. There's the flip side of the car on the other side. Love these sketches they make for these. I wish they could make more of the art on them and kind of make them more available. But the Palpatine is this blue kind of like a giant Batmobile at the front of it, and Kylo Ren is this kind of almost red or silver swoop. They just look beautiful. Nice kind of take on it. I really do like these the more they do them. But there was also, being a boba nut that I am, they had brought out a blue card version of this before. And this has been very subtly repacked in black. Chris Perillo shared out one with our friend Stud Shooter as well. The other day they were talking on Twitter that the Darth Vader car was also out in black, which was previously out on blue before as well. So I guess if you're looking for some Hot Wheels, look out for some color carded variations. There's nothing different about the vehicle whatsoever. It's just the card. So
yep, I picked up the Yoda.
Is that in black as well now? Is that? Most
of you know, there's Chewbacca's in black, the Luke is in black. Wow. Yeah, a majority of the cars that I've seen have been repackaged in the black line look now. So,
I haven't seen many of them at all. So that was the first one.
There's a Zeb, which is new for the line, that is only in black.
Yeah,
packaging, but I picked that one up as well. Speaking of Hot Wheels, there was a big old set that's available at Target that includes these are more of the actual Starship vehicles. It has like I think it's like an 8-pack, and then it includes like 2 golden ones. They're not actually gold. So
just trying to get that image up there. Yeah, that pack's been kind of hitting the tweets this weekend. I saw that a few times. If we can get that image to load. But I think are all the other vehicles are in it once it loads, they're all the same as before? I think they look to be.
Yep, all of them are repacks. This is just like a big $50, I think is what it is. The get kind of a gift set type of thing. The only exclusives are, like I said, the Golden Millennium Falcon and Golden Slave One. So
it's slowly thinking of coming up. We'll come back to that in a minute or two then, and we'll show it. But yeah, I've seen that set as well. Looks good. Looks very nice. Plenty of Hot Wheels stuff coming, which is good.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Got some shots here. Oh, custom TFA walker. Robert Carlos had posted this.
What a job he did on this as well. So beautiful stuff. I think we both shared this, but he's taken his usual. Look at that thing. I mean, that's just Hasbro. Take note. Yeah, this guy does a great job.
What this is they have the 12-inch soap bottle figures that include that. I think it's the Riot Stormtrooper. It's 12-inch, and this is the vehicle that packs with it. So he's reappropriated it for the 6-inch scale, and it's a much better fit for this than the 12-inch.
It really is. How he's done such an amazing. I mean, look at it.
Weathering is great.
It was designed for that on its own. So yeah,
I like that quite a bit.
He's a really good designer, really is. So just shows you liquor paint can make just a world of difference. Because that thing does not look like that in the package. It looks something completely different. But yeah, it looks very good. Another beautiful custom by Roberto. So yeah, well done. He's some guy.
Another one here is the Darth Vader PlayStation 4 that went up for pre-order, I believe, this week.
How many did you order?
Yeah.
Yeah, moving forward. Nicely done. Beautifully done, actually. But it's still a fair price on that. I think it's $400, I think, for that one.
I think so.
It's quite a price. But you do get the Battlefront game, Disney Infinity 3.0 with it. And, of course, it's the...
Either or.
Either or, sorry, my bad. Good God, they don't even include both. And the... beautifully designed Vader. Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. I'm sure Chris would be all over that.
Yeah, Chris Burlow, I'm sure. If you you could go to StarWars.com's website and you could register to win one of these for free. So that's not a bad motivation.
Not bad.
Head on over to the site.
Click those links.
Very much. Let's see. Lastly, here in the other category is Funko. They teased this back, I think, at San Diego Comic-Con that they were going to do this, but they have officially unveiled their Star Wars subscription box. They're calling Smuggler's Bounty.
Ties in nicely with a little radio drama that was done
a
year or two ago. But so this is a real kind of template model that Funko seem to be rolling out. They've kind of copied the Loot Crate model and others, and they've done it with Marvel with the Collector Core. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
Personally, I think it's kind of spendy, but I think it's, $25. I guess it's, $25 every other month.
Plus tax and shipping. So really 30.
Yeah.
If you're lucky. Yeah.
But you're supposed to be getting, exclusive, merchandise in it. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's tempting, that's for sure. And there's supposed to be exclusive Force Awakens merchandise, of course, in it. So that's one hook, I guess.
It is. So it's likely going to be 2 pops, a T-shirt, and some trinkets. Maybe a comic, and that's your whack. I mean, it's not I think it's the thrill and the hunt of opening this thing, and this, not really a hunt to arrive on your doorstep, but the thrill of just, what is it going to be? But
right.
Yeah, it's just, I mean...
If I was a hardcore pop collector, I'd be all over this, like crazy, because there are so many exclusives already for the pop, Star Wars line. I can't imagine who else they're gonna throw in here. Is there gonna be a Han and Luke in here? Or is it just gonna be a variation of existing ones? Because I think there are a couple different Poe ones right now. Maybe there's one has his blue helmet and I don't know. You can come up with a bunch of these.
to be fair to Funko, they did a grand job with the Collector Corps for the initial box launch. The Hulkbuster was pretty stunning. You can't get it anywhere yet. I'm sure someone will do a silver repaint or some kind of repaint down the line. But so that was a good boot to the line. It was a good starting point. But then it kind of got a little more niche. Thor's not the most popular overall. It was, it wasn't a Spider-Man or a Hulk or something like that. But so I mean, this could start off really well. It probably will start off strongly, but yeah, I don't really, who knows where it's going to go. Have to see more, I think.
Yeah.
Have to see more.
Let's see, moving on to TV, movie, book, and game news. There was a new comic cover revealed by, what's his name again? Why do I always space his name?
Darth Spider?
Darth Spider? Oh, yes.
Darth Spider. Oh, you're talking John Tyler Christopher.
Yes, that's right. The Jawa action figure variant cover for Marvel number 10. Star Wars number 10.
Good. I thought we were up to number 12 in Star Wars. I'm getting lost.
I don't know.
I've pre-ordered up to number 12, but I don't think it tells you what the character is on the cover. That's what it is. So
Vinyl Cape Jawa.
Vinyl Cape Jawa. I was just talking to him tonight on Twitter, actually. He knocks 2 of these covers out per week. That's a lot of work, I think. Because these are really, I mean, okay, I'm no artist, and I guess you get the majority of the image pre-done, but I mean, he's got Marvel covers that he's churning out on just tons of them. Very slick stuff indeed. So he is a very, very busy guy right now. But there's a couple other ones in the tweet there as well. Some sketch covers with that huge kind of Rancor-like monster, which looks great. It looks really good. And that's the Mile High Comics variant, which I believe, if I remember, snaps together like a full kind of scene. It's a massive big scene they had for the first 12, I think it was. They were kind of tough to get, some of them. So, yeah, lots and lots of comics to collect.
Let's see, what else do you have here? Lego. I was kind of wondering this when I first saw the Lego figure. There wasn't really a name given to the character. It just said Resistance Ground Crew or something to that effect. And then the action figure, Hasbro action figure version had shown up online this week. So it led me to speculate that the Resistance crew or ground crew person for Lego is actually the Goss Tours or whatever is, however you pronounce his name.
Absolutely, and we're just waiting for this image to pull up. You can see a little mini sample of it. Someone's quoted you down there below. There we go. So you're absolutely spot on. I mean, that's it. That's him. That's him. It's orange helmet, little dungarees going on there, the white patch, the knees. That's him, dude. Unless he's got clones or something, but
yeah. Or is there more of these species that work on the ground crew for the Resistance? I don't know. But
it seems like the Munchkin type people of the Star Wars universe really don't get a very fair deal. It's kind of like the Polis Mason people, the Ugnaughts, the Jawas. They're all, if you're small in the Star Wars world, you're kind of screwed, I think, really. It's really not a favorable place for you. But that's, I mean, one theory we could suggest here is that this wasn't named on the Lego box. And, because this figure wasn't maybe due to be out for a little bit longer yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
But who knows? But there you go.
Pretty cool.
They may not be ready to name it at the time. So
yeah. Let's see. You had shared a link here for a life-size TIE Fighter.
That's right. I don't know if you saw this before, but there was a lot of posts with 501st Garrisons. I follow quite a few of them. And one of the guys there sent us a different image, actually, of the actual 501st member actually posing inside this, on the back of this giant articulated truck. This is real. This is not CGI. This 501st member, GGG's TI 2865, the Golden Gate Garrison's TI 865, outside of his life-size TIE Fighter. So if you want to go on and look at the Golden Gate Garrison, there's a lot more photographs out there. Very cool. This very cool guy. He's made this. So
that's insane.
None of you just made a uniform crap here. The guy made a TIE Fighter minus the wings. So Yeah,
And I thought I saw another picture later on. I don't know if it's the same TIE Fighter or same guy even, but there was I think there was a Darth Vader TIE Fighter that did have the wings on it, or it could have been a TIE Interceptor, but it was a complete full large life size one.
Wow.
Insane.
It is insane. I mean, look at the detail on this thing. There's obviously higher res photographs. We'll make it more next week in the show, but it's just like, it's unbelievable. I mean, Lego Creations, I get it. Even Hasbro little playsets. Roberto Carlos doing his, his Force Awakens walker. But a full-size, life-size, fully functioning-ish TIE Fighter? Stunning. Just stunning.
Hi, honey. I'm going to build a life-size TIE Fighter and park it on this flatbed in our driveway.
Absolutely. As you do.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That is just crazy. I'm sure he'll finish the wings at one point if he's this determined.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting stuff.
Pretty intense. What else do you have here? Like that? What is that?
Like that. Stamps. You guys probably remember that, but people in the UK for a long, long time used to have to lick stamps. But the Royal Mail, the Postal Service in the UK and Ireland launched these Star Wars themed stamps. So
those are nice.
They are nice. So a nice mix of classic, old and new, but kind of tweaked and stylized to look like a set. So very interesting. Her Royal Highness instead of the Queen, it can be Princess Leia. So so they normally make these sets available in nice collector's albums and stuff like that. So if you're a fan of stamps in the UK, you can pick these up. They look pretty good.
Let's see. Speaking of art, there was a new art book. I guess they revealed the cover. We've kind of known it was coming for a while. This is the Art of the Force Awakens book,
which should be good, I would imagine.
I love these type of books from the movies.
So all the paintings, probably a lot of the stuff that we've seen leaked on MakingStarWars.net and other sites, Millennium Falcon and all these different places, I'm sure will finally make their way in here. We don't have a link to, but there was some posts made on Reddit a few days ago. I don't know if you saw them, from Fathead Designs and Sketches and things like that. So there's probably a lot of stuff in there along those lines, but this could be a very, very good book. Just a little tip: if anybody wants to pre-order this, maybe do so, because I recently tried to go back and get, and it's not that old a movie, The Avengers, The Art of the Avengers. I collected some of the Iron Man Art of books. The Art of the Avengers, I think the original Avengers, was going for $250.
Yeah.
Just because it had some really cool Iron Man concept armor in there and stuff, and wow. Yeah. So
I'm definitely going to pre-order this. It comes out on December 18th, so it's sure not to spoil anything, I guess, exactly. Unless people start to receive it early. I don't know if they do, preview, send these out early to certain people to review.
I'm guessing they won't in this case, but given Disney's kind of stronghold, but something's going to leak.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already had concept art leaks, so it may well have been from this source or this avenue for publication, so who knows?
Pre-order that. Another book, Aftermath.
Where do we start with this train wreck?
Big deal this week. Over the past week, there was issue with, about making certain characters, different sexual preferences and whatnot. I couldn't care less on how they write it. I mean, if it motivates the story, or even if it doesn't have to mean anything. It's not some earth-shattering, I don't know. I don't see the fuss in it. A lot of people did have objection to it, I guess. I mean, depending on what you read and where you read it. But no.
I guess to fill in a little bit more, because I didn't realize until I read a little more on this that so the book was announced, and as you said, there's some characters in there, and it wasn't just the sexual orientation of the characters. There was some other negative things I'd heard as well about fans showing up at Dragon Con who were objecting against the newer novels, and that the Legends series, basically the entire past EU, was giving, I think it was Club Jade had an article on this, or some book orientated site, a lot of EU older fans of the now defunct EU were really kind of getting quite obnoxious and kind of harassing some people at the con, and one guy followed one guy into the restroom and was kind of giving him what for or her what for. I don't know what was going on, but it sounds really bad, and lots of kind of conspiring to change Amazon book reviews and bitch about them in certain places and put down authors, and it's like, what's going on here? But there you go. Kind of crazy.
Kind of the ugly side of Star Wars fandom, I guess.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Let's see. On a lighter note, we will wrap things up here with some Real D 3D glasses that are going to be available for the screenings, the 3D screenings anyway, of The Force Awakens.
These are fun. I mean, the image will load in just a second there, but I loved some of the Iron Man and Avengers ones. They were very cool. Oh, you've not got a link there. Let me just, we'll click to go to the link. But yeah, real 3D cinemas. And I'm not quite sure which cinemas will support it, but it's going to be your larger, I guess, like EMC tend to always stock these custom glasses. And normally they charge for them. You don't get them free, really. Certainly overseas, we used to have to pay for them if they ever made them available. But BB-8, Stormtrooper, Phasma, and Kylo Ren Star Wars Real D 3D glasses. And we'll see these in just a sec if that image is still there. Where's it going, Twitter? But they're nice little novelties, I think, something to be collected. There's bound to be a pile of stuff when the movie comes out at, oh, it looks like the image has been deleted.
Oh.
So trust us, there were some real 3D glasses, but
yeah, they're pretty, I mean, they had done that for Avengers. There were, different ones for the different characters in that. So it's pretty typical of what they do. Let's see what else. Where am I here? I think that was it there. Some review here for some T-shirts that you had acquired.
Yeah, just a little plug for the very nice guys at fifthsun.com. They sent along some T-shirts. I didn't realize until I was speaking to them this week that they're the ones who actually manufacture all the T-shirts for Target, for Kmart, for Walmart, for Kohl's, for JCPenney, for Hot Topic. They make them all. Wow. So if you genuinely are interested in some Star Wars T-shirts, go to, there's a link on my site anyway, but you can find the link, but it's Fifth Sun. They have hundreds of T-shirts, hundreds. I think it's 900 for The Force Awakens, or 400 for The Force Awakens, 900 for Star Wars in total. They've got a gorgeous retro Phasma one that's kind of like an old Marvel design. Beautifully done. BB-8 by the bucket load. Girls, boys, kids, adults, and Battlefront. Hundreds of T-shirts for Battlefront. It's not even out yet. So anyway, they sent along some pretty cool T-shirts, and I gave them a little look at them, but they're very cool. And check them out. Very good.
That brings us to our new toy acquisitions and purchases for the past week. Why don't you go ahead and start with what you had grabbed?
Sure. Did we cover since the Force? Right? We did do that. In the last week, I think the only toy that I really picked up was the Rey's little speeder.
Oh yeah,
in Lego. Cool little set. I just couldn't resist. She's the only one. Scott and I were doing a little podcast this week, Complete Bricks, and we were seeing this as the only one at a kind of semi-reasonable price point for a lot of people on tighter budgets. But it's just a great little set and really good design on it once you get to play with it. So that was good fun. I picked up, Dorksy got a small quantity of some of the Funko Pops in.
Nice.
Don't resist picking them up. So my Funko addiction is now growing. It's probably the best of the bunch, I would think. And he's super in demand. So if you want him, definitely pre-order him. A couple of other ones I picked up we had as well was First Order Snowtrooper. The boots got me. His cool little boots he's got there. And sadly, the sickness went on Captain Phasma. So I couldn't resist. So yeah, the Funko Pop is sadly getting me. And the Boba Fett black carded little variant Hot Wheel. And that was it. It was pretty much a lean week. Another hot toy, Iron Man. My sickness grows. So that was me. What about you?
Me was very quiet. I could share my screen here since I don't have them on hand since I'm at work. Screen share this. I received my case of figures a half case actually, that includes the Sarko Plank, Kanan, Ezra, the
Nice.
Snowtrooper, the First Order Snowtrooper. This is Asti, how I mentioned before, and there's a variant of the First Order Snowtrooper that the figure itself is the same. It just has a different pack-in.
Okay.
And the card art is a little bit different. I could show it here.
Are you opening these? Are you?
Yeah, I will be.
Okay. We'll finally get to know what the garden tool is. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because no one's really shared it. No one's kind of. I've heard no one get excited about it anyway. No one's kind of been like.
I have come around on them.
Garden tools or something.
I've come around on them.
On the figures?
No, on the pack-in things.
Okay. Okay.
And the reasoning behind it, because it made me think of vintage for one thing, and it might be kind of a weird reason. Like get all these little pieces and they build something that's essentially probably not canon.
Sure.
But it reminded me of one of the first build item things, which was the Droid Factory playset, which included all those little white pieces that built whatever, just little monster type droids and all these other creations. Obviously, none of those were canon really, other than the R2-D2 that you could build. But I think why I like the pack-ins for these figures now is because obviously it expands the play of the action figures themselves. You're building weapons and, kind of weird things, but instead of, let's say, the build a weapon was like an actual canon in Star Wars, I think you'd get a lot of complaints that, it's not to scale, or it's not, maybe the right proportions and design and whatnot. I think kind of frees up the imagination of Hasbro a little bit to just, throw a bunch of stuff out there that's all kind of cross-compatible across a bunch of different other little items. And it kind of works for me.
I know what you're saying. I suppose in 20 years' time we can look back and go, "Hey, do you remember those cool garden tools?" Whatever. We're all excited about them. But this was a perfect opportunity to take a figure that is not yet seen in the Force Awakens and do a build-a-figure for them. A droid, a version of 3PO that slightly different or something, or I don't know. It feels.
But then you have the things like. The 750th issue of Kanan and Ezra, and then you have, another Darth Vader and another Luke Skywalker that would potentially include a build-a part that you need. No one would like that. Where you're having to commit to buying these.
True.
These, if you don't like the pack-ins and you don't like repacks, you're essentially kind of free of not having to pick those up. But if it were to include a big build-a-droid or build-a-figure part that was needed in order to complete something you wanted, you'd kind of feel ripped off, especially at what these are, $8 or whatever they are now.
But don't you need to, or is it just, each weapon, I guess, is a kind of standalone.
Right.
But you can snap together to make a something.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'd feel more happy if I knew what the something was.
True.
If I had a name or something, I'd feel a little bit more, okay, that's a little more justified, but it's a kind of no-name thing. So it feels a little wishy-washy marketing. I'll chuck in a box or throw it out kind of thing, which is, it weakens it, I think. But hey, that's just me.
Everyone likes their different stuff.
That's the joy of Star Wars.
Yep.
Everybody likes something different.
And I think, let's see, what else? I think that was all I mentioned the posters, Wave 2. Yep, I think that's it for me. Quiet.
Star Wars Kylo Ren stuff on the back behind you.
What is that? Oh, that's my my issue of entertainment.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I just saw the lightsaber.
Yep, and I guess that wraps up this week's show. Like, as always, thank everyone for watching and sharing and commenting. We'll have this show posted up later today, or I guess tomorrow. You can follow the show notes. You could follow me on Yakface.com when it's working. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and pretty much I'm getting into the Periscope thing now. I don't know if
You were,
yeah, I'm watching more than I'm actually doing it, but I hope to change that here pretty soon. So where can we find you, sir?
Hey, you find me at flyguy.net. There's all the links to the same stuff that Jason's on: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. You can find me there, and on YouTube for reviews.
Excellent. So until next week, we will see you all in the toy aisle.
See you later.
Yep.